I like to say early AM. So happy AM from Arizona to wherever y'all are at out there. And this is kind of a basic WNBA signing here. So we'll see if I can easily get through this, or I'm going to have to freak out during it because the connections just get super wild. But I think I'll be okay for this one. I got me a cup of coffee here as the Seattle Storm of the WNBA signed forward Mackenzie Holmes here. Here she is over here. You see her Wikipedia right here. As she went to Indiana and played for the Hoosiers. Let me tell you a little bit about this story here. The Storm announced Monday morning they signed free agent forward Mackenzie Holmes to their active roster. She's age 24. She fills an open spot on the roster that was created on Saturday when center Lee Yeru was traded to the Dallas Wings for 2 future draft picks. Last year, the Storm selected Holmes with the number 26 overall pick in the 24 WNBA draft, but she missed the entire season due to knee injury. In February, the Storm signed Holmes to a rookie contract, but she was waived during the preseason. Holmes scored 9 points on 80% shooting and recorded 8 rebounds and 3 blocks during a preseason game on May 4th against the Connecticut Sun. Holmes played her entire college basketball career, I guess, in college basketball at Indiana. Left the program as the Hoosiers' all-time leader in points, field goals, field goal percentage, and wins. Now look what I kind of noticed this before I hit record here. Look at this. You see right there, it said she played during a preseason game against the Connecticut Sun on 5-4, May 4, 5-4. Look, she's got 5-4 on her jersey. You see that right there? I almost missed that. That's a solid connection right there. As I look at her Wikipedia too, I notice another nice connection, but I'll have to wait until I bring up what it relates to in the breakdown, okay? All right, so pretty basic, right? Pretty basic here. Check this out, okay? And there might be like a Caitlin Clark connection as well, because, this character played at Indiana, right? This character played at Indiana, and, Caitlin Clark in the WNBA plays for Indiana, and this character played for Indiana in college. So there might be a little connection there, And here's the player that they released right here. They released this player, or they traded her to Dallas. Let me relook at that again real quick. I had trouble with her name. Lee Ueru was traded to the Dallas Wings. Okay, so Holmes is filling her roster spot with Seattle. Okay, so I think I'm comfortable with going. You can see where the Storm land right here. They're 6-5 right now on the season. A young WNBA season right there. And they actually have a just over 54% win percentage there. So that also syncs up with this number here, 54, and her preseason game that she played in on 5-4. Okay, so let me open this. And I do have some wild connections in this as well. I use the word wild, but they're undeniable. Now look, check this out right here, okay? This is easy money. You see Seattle Storm has 167 in the ordinal cipher right there. And Monday was the 167th day of the year. And the Seattle Storm announced Monday they signed forward Mackenzie Holmes to the active roster. How nice is that? I just caught a 167 on the Wikipedia as well. As we check out this, look at this. You see? Look. As a senior, Holmes averaged 30.1 points, 16.7 rebounds. You see that? Gatorade Player of the Year, 16.7 rebounds. Now we signed with the Seattle Storm, 167 in the language, on the 167th day of the year. Isn't that nice right there? That's super nice. The day before this signing was the 15th day of the 6th month. And Mackenzie equals 156. So you see how that aligns? Look at that aligns. That aligns nicely, doesn't it? Now, I want to show you something else with this 156. I do want to take a sip of the coffee. I'm not very professional over here. I just need to give you this. I need to give you the information, okay? Now, the 156 with Mackenzie, how it syncs up with the day before the signing. Check this out, okay? I'm going to show you how this number 19, I always see the 1 and the 9 with Seattle stories and how it relates elsewhere also here in a few slides. But look at the 156 prime number is 911. Okay? Right when I see that, I'm like, here we go again. Because you see 911, Mackenzie 156, 156 prime number is 911. You see Seattle equals 19. This is the Seattle Storm. S is the 19th letter of the alphabet. And Monday with this signing, 67 date numerology, and 67 is the 19th prime number. Remember with Seattle, they had the NBA team, which are now, they were the Seattle Supersonics, the NBA team. Now they're the OKC Thunder, and the Thunder are in the NBA Finals. But formerly known as the Seattle Supersonics. The Seattle even has the NFL team, the Seahawks. So you see this letter S and the pattern with Seattle. And even Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, MVP, star of OKC Thunder in the finals, he's got the S in Shea, his first name. So check that out. This is the player that they traded to the Dallas Wings. Again, Lee Yeru. Now, Lee, she is 6'7", and remember, Mackenzie Holmes is stepping in to fill that roster spot. They traded Lee to Dallas. They let us know in the article she's 6'7", and that's the 19th prime number again. Now I have to break away real quick because you see the 28 on her jersey. That just hit in another breakdown pretty heavy right here. And it's the Minnesota breakdown with the bang bang pow pow with the politicians. As you see, that was 2 months, 8 days after Governor Tim Walz's birthday. Which and the bang bang pow pow was on Trump's birthday. But you see, 2 months, 8 days after the governor's birthday, JD Vance, his birthday's the second day of the 8th month. Remember the bang bang pow power, his name was Vance as well. But look, you get the 28 heavy and the 8-2 in that breakdown as well. So another trending story. And now it lands with this character right here with the 28. Okay, and there's going to be other things that pop up as I show you this. She's even born in 1999, and she was drafted in the 2019 WNBA draft by the Atlanta Dream. So you see that so far? 1999, 19th prime, 19th prime, S, the 19th letter of the alphabet, Seattle equals 19, Mackenzie 156, 156 prime, 911. This signing, 67 date numerology, 67 the 19th prime number. That's wild, isn't it? Shea Gilgeous-Alexander with the Seattle connection. Some youngsters may not know, but again, the OKC Thunder in the finals, they used to be the Seattle Supersonics. Go ask Google if you don't believe me. So that's kind of wild. Even the Space Needle in Seattle, space equals 91. That's wild, isn't it? 91 is the 19 reverse. It's the same numbers. It's the 1 and the 9. And when you're talking about Space Needle, look, you see how everything connects with the language. Remember, COVID 19. Space Needle. You see that? Nice, right? Vaccine. So this signing was 6/16, or the 16th day of the 6th month. This has been happening, and you see I put this slide together like this. With the 1 and the 6, where you just kind of flip the 1 and the 6 over, make a little adjustment, and you see the 1 and the 6 is kind of like a 9 and a 1, or kind of like a 1 and a 9 again. So you see how I did that right there. Been happening a lot lately. We've been seeing a lot of 16s, 61s, 19s, 91s in a lot of trending stories as well. Holmes again played her college basketball at Indiana and was very successful with the Hoosiers. Look at Indiana Hoosiers in the ordinal cipher. 160. Again, like 16. And again, you get that 6, which is, if it's just kind of flipped over, is like a 9. So you get that 1-6, 1-9, 9-1, 19 theme still going, even with their college team. And this signing was on Tupac's birthday, 6/16. Tupac equals 61 and 16. This also connects with the shooting in Minnesota, because Minnesota's the Twin Cities. Twin, like two, Tupac. has the birthday on Monday, 2 days after that shooting. Shooting has S like Shakur, S like Seattle. You see that? So you see how this stuff is with the language, and there's something going on with the S. Who's trending? Sean Diddy Combs as well. And there's a lot of S's. Ooh, even signed. Mackenzie Holmes signs with Seattle. Signed. Look, you see the S right there. So there's a lot of S's going on. A lot of S's going on, right? Even June is the 6th month. S. But you see Tupac equals 16 and 61 even, right? And this signing Monday, Mackenzie has she has the November 1st birthday. It's 139-day span from this signing to her birthday. From start to end is 139 days. That's Tupac's death date, the 13th day of the 9th month, 139. Signed on his birthday. You see that? Isn't that wild? I'm not telling you you're going to find a Mackenzie Holmes Tupac article. I'm telling you that these things are connected, right? And we're going to get back to the 911 theme, 19 theme as well. But now you see her birthday is 111, November 1st. This is who they got rid of to Dallas in a trade. Lee Ueru. Don't know how to say the name, but I can copy and paste. Her name equals 111. And remember, Mackenzie's filling that spot with this signing. Look, her name equals 111 in the ABC 123 cipher, and that's Mackenzie's birthday, 111. And you may be saying, why does he have New York in there? Well, first off, look at Lee Ueru. She's got 42 like Mackenzie, but look at how Lee was the 11th pick in the 3rd round of the Atlanta Dream. You see that? Now you might be asking, why is New York in there? Well, you see New York connects with Lee Ueru in 3 out of 4 base ciphers. You see that right there? Okay? But that's why it connects. I'm not saying that New York is in the article anywhere. But look, Space Needle 911. Remember, Mackenzie equals 156. The 156 prime number is 911. Look at that right there. The 2 buildings, 911, the airplanes. Now we have one World Trade Center, right? And I don't got to tell you, if you just look right there, look at that. Look at that. Look at you see like a space needle, and you see like a needle. Check that out. So do you like that? Isn't that wild? And twin buildings, right? Twin towers. Minnesota's the twin cities with that Tupac connection with this signing on his birthday and the shooting in Minnesota. So all of this stuff is like trendy. Not saying that Tupac's being spoke of right now, but you get the Tupac, 2 buildings, Minnesota twin cities, even Seattle Storm, the S and the S, you get the twin S's. So look at how, you see how all of that comes together right there. And now we got the One World Trade Center, which is just one. And you still got that kind of needle look, don't you? Isn't that wild? One. And that's interesting because then you get one world, and maybe there's something on the horizon with that. You see, one world, maybe some kind of alliance, huh? Or maybe something going down. Maybe we're getting programmed for something. So you see that? Look at that. Isn't that wild? All of this stuff is like predictive programming. It's like they're telling us through other stories the language of what could be to come. Kind of like riddles. I think it's just pumping out of a computer. I don't think it's being controlled. Obviously, a computer isn't like organic. There's some kind of code to this, right? And I guess we're all just riding shotgun, I guess. But that's freaking absolutely wild, man. And I hope you enjoy those slides. This stuff comes together easy. Lee, remember Mackenzie's filling the spot for Lee, who gets sent to the wings of Dallas. Wings, like wings on an airplane. Had to sneeze there. Look at that, man. Isn't that? I think AI was being used back then, and they just told us about it recently. Isn't that wild? There's probably going to be a deeper connection with Dallas as well. Isn't that amazing? Even Lee Yeru is 26 years old. Mackenzie Holmes, the 26th overall pick in the 2024 WNBA draft. Again, she missed the entire season due to knee injury, but you get that 26. Wild, huh? Wild. So she missed the season due to knee injury. So now she's back and she's ready now. I do want to head over to the Gematrinator calculator here. And let's look at Space has that 28. Remember, Lee has the 28 on the jersey. Space has that 28 right there with Space Needle. Let's put knee surgery in here because I didn't do that. Look at Knee's got 19 on the fly. Knee, and it's just 4 base ciphers. Look at that. Knee's got 19. How easy was that? Knee's got 19. Wow, right? Knee's got that 19. That's absolutely amazing on the fly. Absolutely amazing. Okay? So it doesn't matter what the trending story is. Ooh, Lee is even born on the 28th with the 28 on the jersey. And remember, the 28 landed with Vance Belter with the politicians in Minnesota with that issue. And that was on Donald Trump's birthday, that bang, bang, pow, pow. And you could see again the connection with Tupac. This is a 139-day span from this signing to Mackenzie's birthday, which connects with Tupac. You drop that span, she signs 138 days before her birthday. Donald Trump equals 138 in the language. So completely wild. And then the 1661s land with Trump as well. Just go check that breakdown, man. Holy crap. Okay, so I think I did rather nice for early in the AM, but I think you're watching this and it's later in the afternoon. Or it might be early AM. But as I record this right now, it is Kendrick Lamar's birthday, June 17th, okay? It is Kendrick Lamar's birthday, June 17th. It appears that he is 38 years old now. And Kendrick Lamar connects with Tupac one day after Tupac's birthday is Kendrick Lamar's, because he had that 616 diss on Drake. 616 in LA. You see that? And that's Tupac's birthday, 616. Okay? And I think on 616 he met Drake for the first time. I think that was the story to that. Met Drake. And none of this time they let us know that that's Tupac's birthday. When did Kendrick Lamar meet Drake? Well, it says 2011, so you see how that 11 even connects with this story with the basketball breakdown. But maybe if I don't know how to ask Google, but that's what I heard the story was with the 616. But anyways, just the song being 616 itself connects with Tupac. That's wild, isn't it? But yeah, I heard that they met on 616 and that's why he called it that. Isn't that wild? Look. Oh, okay, look, it's right there. Yes, that's it right there. 616 2011 is the first time Kendrick performed in Toronto. Toronto's got tea like Tupac even. Isn't that wild? Toronto's got tea like Tupac. And remember, Drake used to go to the basketball games, the Raptors. And, so that connects with this WNBA breakdown. Raptors sounds like rappers even. Come on, man. But look, 616, they met on Tupac's. They don't want to let us know that. That's why I'm here to let you know. Right? They can't tell you that because you might be like, wait a minute. That's too much of a coincidence. Was there a Tupac ring involved here? You get that crown. There is a lot of crown stuff going on right now. King, queen, prince. Okay? So I don't want to go too deep on that, but I mean, I hope I broke this down pretty nice for y'all. A mega overload with 19s and 91s. I appreciate being able to do this. Seattle Storm. There might be some storms going on in the Northwest right now. I ain't gonna lie, because I think I might have overheard somebody watching the news. Ooh, and that connects to Kanye's daughter, Northwest, as well. Kanye's birthday was just June 8th. Okay, which was what, 9 days ago. So that could connect to Kanye as well there. That's wild. But there might be some storms going on. I may be wrong. Look, Northwest Iowa storm damage. Storm clouds in Northwest. Look, Harris County, like Kamala. Look, 1 day ago. We're closely monitoring a line of storms to our northwest. I mean, that could be a stretch, but not really. Isn't that wild? You got the Seattle storm. Well, I guess they're called storm for a reason, right? So that could be a little bit of a stretch. So with that being said, it may be time to get out of here. Seattle Storm signing forward Mackenzie Holmes, and there might be more with her name as well. Holmes, like Holmes possibly being damaged in the storm. I don't know. But it's my time to break out of here. Until next time, peace.